Hi guys, I wanted to show you my update on my zero mana movement skill build, which is Cyclone cast while channeling Blade Vortex, 100% conversion to Lightning, and with I can go zero. Let me just show you. I can go zero mana if I want to with using two Herald of Purity and Herald of Thunder to get more DPS, but I prefer to not do this, and instead of this I got MOM, show you, to get 30% of my mana, 30% of damage as mana, and because of my ascendancy that I have, I get 4% of mana and kill, so I keep getting the mana. So basically this is a defensive way to go. If you want to go pure glass cannon, you can get the DPS to 700 at level 90. With this build you have more defense. With MOM you have more defense, but you get around 400-500 at level 90 of DPS. But let me show you how it works. And I'm running basically two Mjölner, which one with Arc, one with Shock Nova and Elemental Proliferation to shock as much as I can. So this one shock, this one clears and does decent damage. Main damage comes from Blade Vortex. So let me show you how it works. So this is fantastic for delving, as I'm not spending any mana while I'm moving. So all my mana, my remaining mana is basically used for damage. So for example, I'm not using any passive. My mana just fills back up, my health fills back up. There's a lot of ways to make it more defensive or to make it more glass cannons. That depends how you want to play it. I'm gonna show it to you after. The DPS is pretty good. I can do red maps. I haven't done any big bosses. The boss DPS is also good because most of my damage is on Blade Vortex. Blade Vortex keeps a lot of time. Cyclone is a lot of time. So let me show you how I'm building this. So the way you go is like when you're leveling up, you want to get this first, so you can run cast while channeling, Cyclone and Blade Vortex with like 3 support basically, or 2 support on 5 link, depending what you have. So this makes your movement skill to cost nothing. Then it's your choice which way to go. This gives you more DPS. I suggest to take this last. This gives you more survivability. This is very good if you want to take Mind over Matter, but if you don't want Mind over Matter, you can just take this one because it gives you, while you're channeling, you get frenzy charges and power charge. So the way it works is basically I have a 6 link Cyclone. Whenever Cyclone hits, which it hits a lot, like every second, this whatever lightning gem I put here is casted 2 times per second, almost more than 2 times per second. So I'm casting Arc and I'm casting Shock Nova to basically shock enemies. So both of these are DPS. This clears pretty good. The Arc, because I have the Arc on the hit, I don't need area damage as much. So I'm using Khan's effect basically, and I don't care about crit as much on Blade. I still crit, but I don't care about crit as much because this will shock. So basically I'm running cast while Cyclone, cast while channeling, Blade Vortex, Fist to Lightning, which gives me 50% conversion, control destruction, and cons. The rest of my conversion, like, so that's 50% comes from here. Where is my jewel? Here. 50% comes when I have 33% comes when I have Ras, and 30% comes from the boot. So everything is converted to lightning, so I can run reflect fizz because I don't do any fizz damage. I cannot run reflect elemental. That's the only thing that I cannot run. So when you go with this setup, one of the biggest things that you have to figure out how to do is the requirement for the weapon. It requires 400 strength and 300 int. You can get the int not that hard since you're just going through the int, but getting the fizz is very hard. The other thing that you need is a lot of dex also, because not a lot of dex, but you need dex. You need at least 150 dex to be able to run level 155 to be able to run blade vortex at 20. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So the way I'm doing it, like this is a really good. I think this is the best in socket because it gives me a strength, it gives me intelligence, both requirements that I need. It gives me regen, not regen, elemental resistance and crit chance, which is very good. So both crit chance and intelligence are already given because my intelligence would be 300, my strength would be more than 412 to be able to use the weapon. So this is very good. This I suggest. There is a unique amulet that gives a shitload of a stat, like 90, like more than 100 on every stat. If you're missing a stat, use that amulet, but you can try to, whenever you get better gear with the strength and intelligence, you can swap it out to get something like this. Which gives me strength and life and resistance, and that 0.4% of lightning damage leech as life is very good when you're bossing, because the ascendancy gives me life gain and kill, but leech, which doesn't work well for bosses, but leech works pretty well with bosses. And the other thing with going MOM is, like, if you go MOM, you have basically 2 regen, 2 flask for your life, and 2 leech for your life. So if you want, you can also take this, that gives you leech on attack. But the problem is my attack doesn't do a lot of damage, so that leech is not that relevant. So if you want to go defensive, you can take mana nodes like this one. You can take this one. You can take there's a mana node here. You can take this one. So the more mana you have, half of the mana you have is basically added to your life. I know that it says only 30%, but usually when I take damage, all of my mana is drained. So my total life is basically let's say 490 plus 300, that's 520, plus 700 here, that's almost 6000. And you can increase that as you go by taking these nodes. If you want to go DPS, you want to add more, like I have to take this one, you want to go for crit, you know? So this gives you a lot of DPS, this gives you DPS, going through here gives you DPS, this gives you DPS, and then if you go here you can go all the way to here, that gives you a lot of DPS. You can take these nodes, that gives you a lot of DPS. This would give me a lot of DPS for a spell. Even like you can, if you want to go for these, you can also pass here, take this, and then also take this. That way, like, so one way to go to build it, if you don't want to go MOM build, is like you pass from here and you take this jewel from the top. So you take 2 of these nodes, and then you pass here, you take these 2, you pass here, you take these 2 or maybe 4, and then you take the crit. So that's another way to build this, to just pass from up here instead of taking M1. But the problem is, like, you need some sort of defense, and I think with MOM you have really good defense. Another thing that I did to make my strength work is anointing the 30 intelligence from here, and I had to take this 30 dex. So you can also take this one if you need more stat until you can make everything work. So anyway, I hope you guys like it. Let me